The Unterradlberg site is supplied with steam and electricity in an almost carbon-neutral way by its in-house power plant, which operates 2 biomass boilers with grate firing and dust injection. The fuel required for the grate comes partly from external suppliers and partly from our neighboring company Holz, which processes thermal recycling wood and removes contaminants. The processed firewood is transported on an air belt conveyor to our woodyard, where it is picked up by wheel loaders. The wheel loaders either move the material into designated stockpiles for short-term buffering or transport it directly to the individual push floors for immediate use. The fuel deposited on the push floor is hydraulically moved to the fuel conveyor belt, where further removal of contaminants takes place. Here, the remaining oversized particles are separated with a disc screen. In addition, both of our biomass boilers have an emergency in-feed system, which ensure continued fueling of the boilers in the event of a malfunction on the push floor or disc screen. An overbelt magnet installed above the conveyor reliably attracts and removes any residual ferrous metal, and a scraper conveyor further transports the fuel to the boiler house and the fuel feed. Each of the 2 boilers at the site is capable of producing 40 megawatts of thermal energy. The combustion system consists of the push grate and dust injection burners above the grate fire. Boiler 1 also has an additional 30 megawatt burner in the ceiling, which is mainly supplied with sanding dust. Routine and predictive maintenance of the boiler lining ensures a very high operational availability of the biomass boilers at the site. And the periodic servicing of the grate feeding system by the power plant team further helps avert major outages of production. A dedicated central control room at the power plant manages all our energy systems, ensuring round-the-clock monitoring for optimal safety and performance. There are 4 primary recipients for the steam produced by the boilers. One of them is our neighboring company Sunpool, which receives its steam supply through an approximately 500-meter long transfer pipeline running across our site. Sunpool requires 11 bars processed steam for their EPS granulate production. Uninterrupted steam supply is ensured by 2 natural gas-fired boilers, serving as a 100% reliable backup system. Biomass boiler number 2 supplies superheated steam at 65 bars and 450 degrees Celsius to the installed condensing extraction turbine. This steam passes through the turbine's high pressure stage before being extracted at 11 bars. When processed steam is required at 11 bars for supplying Sunpool or the other internal processes, chip drying, or for our brewery, the turbine adjusts its performance accordingly, reducing in-house electricity generation as necessary. Ensuring a reliable steam supply to our internal and external customers remains the top priority. Consequently, any deficit in on-site electricity production is compensated by our electricity supplier with CO2-neutral power from renewable sources. Another significant consumer of processed steam is our brewery in conjunction with Egge Getränke. Line 4 in the brewery receives its steam supply through an extensive 1,000-meter steam pipeline that spans across the facility. Two 5-megawatt heat exchangers serve the filling lines by providing hot water heated to 160 degrees Celsius, while both the brewhouse and line 4 utilize direct process steam for their operations. The condensate generated during these processes is efficiently returned to the power plant's water steam cycle, maintaining resource efficiency. Steam supply to the 3 indirect chip dryers on site also comes from the process steam pipeline. These indirect dryers use steam-heated surfaces to remove moisture from wood chips, preparing them for chipboard production, which is performed on site as well. This drying step ensures consistent moisture levels and better product quality. The supply of thermal oil to the Conti roll press on our production line, as well as to the short-cycle lamination lines, has been reliably provided by the biomass power plant since January 2024. Since then, the existing gas boilers have been retained solely as a backup system. The flue gas generated by the biomass boilers exits the boiler house and undergoes pre-cleaning in a cyclone separator, followed by conditioning with hydrated lime to remove sulfur dioxide and hydrochloric acid in the flue gas filter. Additionally, both biomass boilers are equipped with an advanced selective non-catalytic reduction system to minimize nitrogen oxide emissions. The flue gas filter effectively removes fine ash and dust, while continuous monitoring of emissions ensures compliance with regulatory limits.